Today's gonna be a really quick question everything because everything is just blowing up with busyness and craziness all around the house. We launched Panic to Freedom. We had a huge success. So many people are getting on board and just taking part and checking out the program. And so far, it seems like everybody really likes it.
I'm just a curbside prophet with my hand in my pocket and I'm waiting for my rocket to come. I'm just a curbside prophet with my hand in my pocket and I'm waiting for my rocket, y'all.
The question I got today was, what's the difference between the higher self and the ego? And it's an interesting question because so many people have this idea about the ego, or, in kind of these spiritual communities, that you have to get rid of the ego because the ego is bad. And when you can dominate the ego, really, take it to the curb, then you can transmute, become the spiritual being. And then there's other people who are so in their egos that they have no idea, and they're like, well, I've completely gone through my ego. I went through that a long time ago, and now I am the most spiritual, wisest guru on the planet. And I'm like, oh my god, no, that's not right at all.
I'm changing my name to Rainbow Moonbeam Star.
Hold on, I'm totally getting a download right now.
What sign are you?
Is this vegan? It's Eckhart Tolle.
Oh my goddess.
Here's the thing. The ego and the spirit are two sides of the same coin. The ego, we have to define it to really understand what it is, but the ego is not separate from the spirit. It's nothing different from it. It is an aspect of it. It is an aspect of the physical representation, the physical manifestation of us, of all of us. So to define the ego, very simply, the ego is a set of programs, very simply, that we use in our day-to-day lives to live. Think about it this way, you write programs to do actions. If you're gonna walk across the room, you don't consciously go, okay, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You usually just go there, and then you just go. You just go. And this is a program that we wrote for ourselves when we were very young. The funny thing about the ego is that it allows me to walk around, carry a conversation, open up the fridge, get out some whipped cream, some sour cream rather, open it up, and do all sorts of things all at the same time. In modern society, we call this multitasking, but it's really just a collection. Well, it is multitasking. You're running multiple programs at the same time. Wow. So when we understand that the ego is just a set of programs, programs for communication, programs in response to reactions, programs for moving, for doing things, for getting things done, for doing tasks, then it actually makes a lot of sense as to why the ego is causing us so many problems. Because, see, we've created this society where everyone's really mean to each other. That's obvious. Look at the comments on some of the spirit science videos, right? People are so mean, and it's really hard sometimes to survive, to live and be happy. And so we've actually created these written, programmed responses in reflection and reaction of all of these people who are really mean to protect ourselves. So when someone's really mean to you and they put this nasty vibration on you, you're bad or you're stupid or whatever, then instead of what we do, often instead of taking it right to heart, which is what children do, and then feeling really bad, we put up a program. We create a program so that when we feel bad and something triggers that emotion within us, sometimes we don't even feel it anymore. We're so unaware of our feelings, but that program runs and we send something back. Now, this applies in all varieties of things, and it's absolutely ridiculous when you really get into it and you see that there's so many programs, and it's all about just identifying which ones they are and what you need to counterbalance it and turn it into something new. Because when you become aware of the ego, you can change the program. So this is now bringing this full circle. Something that Ray often likes to say is, every time you lie, every action you take is in defense of the lie. But the problem is that oftentimes we don't even know that we're lying. And so all of our actions are in defense of all of these lies that we've created for ourselves. And we're so blinded by our own lies that we can't even see what's true right in front of us. Probably one of the biggest ones for a lot of people, for everybody. Actually, this one's true for everybody. We all want to be loved. Everybody wants to be loved. I want to be loved. I want to be liked. I mean, we all do. You do. your parents do. And then the things that we do oftentimes are trying to get or make sure that others like us, or even keep that they like us. But a lot of people have trouble admitting that. A lot of people have trouble saying that's true. You know, some people will be like, I've never had panic or fear. I don't care about other people liking me. I'm good all by myself. And that's not true either, because we're interdependent beings. We're codependent, we're interdependent. We need each other to live. A human out in the forest all by himself is a dead human. It's the same goes for Avatar, right? So when we can step into the space of humility and true acknowledgement of what is, we can quickly rewrite these programs so that when we say, wow, you know what, yeah, I do want people to like me, and I also want all of these things. Now things open up. Because when you know, let's say you have a really dirty house. Well, there's no room for anything new to come in. But if you clean up your house, now there's room for new things to come in and fill up more of the empty spaces and fill up more of the spaces that you want. It means getting rid of the old shit. So maybe rewriting programs is a better way of saying than dominating the ego, because that just doesn't work. It's not, I mean, and then the awareness of truth is the higher mind. And the discovery of truth and the reconnection to truth, because I think that all people, all of us, have this inherent connection to what is. You know, we've just forgot. It's not like there's no such thing as a master who can tell you everything. There are other students who can help you reconnect to what you already know. And then there are masterful students who are amazing at helping others, as well as asking questions and learning. So how does one rewrite the ego? How does one rewrite these programs that they have? It's actually very simple. You ask questions, and then you ask more questions, and then you question the answers, and then you even ask more questions. And then you just keep going and going, because the whole learning experience is all in the question. If you're a person who thinks you have answers, odds are you're probably wrong. And if you're a person who thinks they know truth, well, there's the big key there. Do you know truth, or do you think you know truth? Because knowing truth is knowing that you don't know anything. And knowing truth is knowing that at any moment, your perspective can change completely. And being completely open to all possibilities, rather than just one, is totally the key to unlocking the higher awareness. The higher mind, as they call it, or the spiritual awareness. But don't discredit the ego, because the ego is so handy, and it's a fundamental part of life on Earth. It's just as important as everything else. And if we rail against something, if we push away on it, then we're creating a war. And the best way to win a war is to not have it in the first place.
I know she said it's alright, but you gon' make it up next time. I know she knows it's not right. There ain't no use in lying. Maybe she thinks I know something. Maybe she thinks it's fine. Or maybe she knows something I don't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of trying. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy. It seems to stand in my way. 'Cause no one, no, not no one likes to be let down.
You're eating butter. Or sour cream, oh my god.
I just did whatever.